Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Mr. and Miss English Channel. I'm Emma.
And I'm Noah. Today we have a really fun and useful episode for you.
That's right. Today's topic is learn English through real-life situations. So many of our listeners tell us they know grammar rules, but they still feel nervous when they have to speak English in real life.
Exactly, like at a restaurant, or at the airport, or even just making small talk with a neighbor. Today, we're going to walk through some common situations and give you simple, natural phrases you can use right away.
Let's start with something everyone loves, ordering food at a restaurant.
Oh, I love this one. Okay, Emma, let's do a quick role play. I'll be the waiter, you be the customer.
Sounds good.
Good evening. Welcome to our restaurant. Do you have a reservation?
Yes, I do. It's under the name Emma for 2 people.
Perfect. Right this way, please. Here are your menus. Can I get you something to drink first?
Yes, I'll have a glass of water, please. And could you give us a few minutes to look at the menu?
Of course. Take your time.
See how natural that was? Notice I said, could you give us a few minutes? That's a polite way to ask for more time.
Great point. And when you're ready to order, you can simply say, I'd like to have the grilled chicken, please. Or, can I get the pasta? Both are correct and very common.
One more useful phrase. If something is wrong with your food, you can politely say, excuse me, I think there's a mistake with my order.
Very useful. Okay, let's move to our next situation, asking for directions.
This is so important, especially when you're traveling.
Let's imagine you're lost in a new city. You can stop someone and say, excuse me, could you help me? I'm looking for the nearest bus station.
And the person might reply, sure, go straight down this road, then turn left at the traffic light. It's right next to the bank.
Simple direction phrases to remember. Go straight, turn left, turn right, it's on your right left, and it's next to, or it's across from.
And don't forget to say thank you so much at the end.
Absolutely. Politeness matters a lot in English-speaking countries.
Now, let's talk about something a bit more serious, a job interview.
Ah, yes. This one makes a lot of people nervous.
It does. But if you prepare a few key phrases, you'll feel much more confident. Let's do a mini role play again. I'll be the interviewer.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, Noah, can you tell me a little about yourself?
Sure. My name is Noah, and I have 3 years of experience working as a customer service representative. I'm hardworking, and I enjoy solving problems for people.
That's great. Why do you want to work with our company?
I've always admired your company's focus on quality service, and I believe my skills would be a great fit for your team.
Wonderful answer. Notice how Noah didn't just say, because I need a job. He gave a specific, positive reason.
Right. And one more tip. At the end of an interview, you can ask, do you have any concerns about my application that I could address? This shows confidence.
Great tip. Now let's shift to something we do almost every day, shopping.
Oh, I actually went shopping yesterday, so this is perfect timing.
Perfect. Tell us, what did you say when you needed help finding something?
I said, excuse me, do you have this shirt in a larger size?
And what if you want to try something on?
You can ask, where is the fitting room? Or, can I try this on, please?
And if you decide not to buy something, you can politely say, I'll think about it, thank you, instead of just walking away.
Good manners in every situation, right?
Exactly. Now here's one that many people find stressful, visiting the doctor.
This is important because using the wrong words here can cause real confusion.
True. If you're not feeling well, you can say, I've been having a headache for the past 2 days, or my stomach hurts.
And the doctor might ask, do you have any allergies? Or, are you currently taking any medication?
You can answer with, no, I don't have any allergies, or yes, I'm allergic to penicillin.
Also, if you don't understand something the doctor says, it's completely fine to say, I'm sorry, could you explain that in simpler words?
Yes, there's no shame in asking for clarification, especially about your health.
Let's move to another daily situation, making a phone call, maybe to book an appointment or ask about a service.
Phone calls can be tricky because you can't see the other person's face or gestures.
True. Let's practice. Ring ring.
Hello, this is Emma's salon. How can I help you?
Hi, I'd like to book an appointment for a haircut, please. Do you have any openings this Saturday?
Let me check. Yes, we have an opening at 3 p.m. Does that work for you?
Yes, that works perfectly. Can I get your address, please?
Sure. We're located at 24 Green Street, right next to the coffee shop.
Thank you so much. See you on Saturday.
See? Simple, clear, and polite. Useful phrases include, I'd like to book, do you have any openings, and can I get some information about?
Now, one situation that can be a little awkward. Apologizing when you make a mistake.
Oh, this happens to everyone. Maybe you're late for a meeting, or you forgot something important.
If you're late, you can say, I'm really sorry for being late. There was heavy traffic on the way.
And if you made a bigger mistake, like forgetting an important task, you can say, I sincerely apologize for the oversight. It won't happen again.
Good phrase. It sounds formal but sincere.
And if it's a small, casual mistake with a friend, just a simple, oops, sorry about that, works perfectly fine.
Context really does change everything in English.
It really does. Now, let's talk about something lighter. Small talk. This is the casual conversation you have with coworkers, neighbors, or new acquaintances.
Small talk is actually an art. In many English-speaking cultures, talking about the weather is a classic starter.
Nice weather today, isn't it? Or, it's so hot today, I can't believe it.
You can also ask simple questions like, how was your weekend? Or, did you catch the game last night?
And remember, small talk doesn't need deep or complicated answers. Just keep it light and friendly.
Exactly. Something like, it was great, thanks. I just relaxed at home, is more than enough.
Now, here's a fun one. Ordering coffee at a coffee shop. This might seem simple, but there's actually a lot of vocabulary involved.
Oh yes, my personal favorite topic.
Let's do it. I'll be the barista.
Hi, can I get a medium iced latte with oat milk, please?
Sure thing. Would you like any sugar or syrup with that?
Just 1 pump of vanilla syrup, please.
Great. That'll be ready in a few minutes. Can I get a name for the order?
Yes, it's Noah.
See how specific and natural that sounds? Being able to customize your order shows real confidence in English.
Definitely one of my favorite everyday situations to practice.
Now, let's cover one more. Dealing with a problem, like a delayed flight or a broken item you bought.
This is where staying calm and polite really helps.
If your flight is delayed, you can go to the counter and say, "Excuse me, could you tell me why my flight has been delayed and when it's expected to depart?"
And if you bought something that's broken or doesn't work, you can say, I'd like to return this item. It stopped working after just one use.
Staying calm, even in frustrating situations, usually gets you better results.
So true. People are more willing to help when you're calm and respectful.
All right, let's quickly summarize everything we've learned today for our listeners.
We covered ordering food at a restaurant, asking for directions, job interviews, shopping, doctor visits, phone calls, apologizing, small talk, ordering coffee, and handling problems politely.
That's a lot of real-life situations, and the key takeaway is this: you don't need complicated words to sound confident in English.
Simple, clear, and polite phrases will take you very far in real conversations.
Our advice? Practice these phrases out loud, even if you're alone at home. The more you say them, the more natural they'll feel when you actually need them.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Every person learning a new language makes mistakes. That's completely normal and part of the process.
Well said, Noah. That brings us to the end of today's episode.
Thank you all so much for listening to Mr. and Mrs. English Channel.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, share it with a friend who's learning English, and leave us a comment with a real-life situation you'd like us to cover next.
We read every single comment, and your suggestions help us plan future episodes.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and keep speaking English with confidence.
This is Noah
And Emma.
signing off. See you in the next episode.